All right, guys, last time you woke up with 14 hours until the midnight trap at the Sunken Crown and decided to split up for intel. Thrunk and Pervious befriended the door guards and learned Marlo, the nobleman, runs the whole f***ing city. Ex-politician turned crime lord with thousands of employees. His useless cousin Florian was spotted in the VIP boxes earlier, but the guards had no clue about any midnight event. Meanwhile, Barwin got aggressively seduced by Mara, a one-eared bartender who smells like spoiled milk. She said unsettling shit like, "Don't you want something more moist?" And Barwin, rolling an 8 on his wisdom save, accidentally agreed to meet her at midnight. The exact same time you're rescuing Jask. Quill scouted solo. The Crown is a massive 4-level converted theater. Fighting pit center, VIP 3rd floor, management-only eastern wing where they carried someone out in pieces. Connects to flooding sewers for smuggling. You realized you're nobodies to Marlo, but maybe Florian's going rogue to prove himself. Pervious had a weird thread moment, rolled 19, and convinced everyone to go in now instead of waiting. First of all, let's go with you two, Quill and Barwin. The Sunken Crown rises up in front of you like a monument to violence. We're talking a converted theater maybe 200 feet tall with all those architectural flourishes. Gargoyles, cornices, decorative stonework that's been blackened by decades of soot and blood. The midday sun is beating down, which means you've got harsh shadows to work with, but also a lot more potential witnesses than if this was a night job. How do you plan on getting up there?
I guess we find a quiet area, Joe, then we begin to climb. I want to circle the building first, get a feel for the best approach.
Investigation check.
That's a 19.
Nice. You case the joint like the professional you are. The eastern face is your best bet. It's got this elaborate neoclassical facade with columns, ledges, and carved figures every 20 feet or so. The stonework is rough-cut granite, lots of finger holds, but also sharp enough to tear skin if you're not careful. There's a narrow alley between the Crown and the building next door, maybe 8 feet wide. It's full of the usual Drudgemire charm. Broken bottles forming a glittering minefield of tetanus, suspicious puddles that could be piss, blood, or something worse that you don't want to identify. There's what looks like a corpse propped against the wall about halfway down. Wait, no, the fucker's breathing, barely. His chest rises maybe once every 10 seconds, and there's a wet rattle that says he's probably not making it through the day. But this is Drudgemire. Nobody's calling for help. Nobody cares. 2 rats are already sizing him up, waiting for him to stop being an inconvenience and start being dinner. Regardless, the alley's shadowed enough that casual observers from the street won't immediately spot you.
Wait, hold on. Why are we climbing at all? Can you just fly up there?
No, Kenku can't fly. It was a curse, some ancient bullshit from when my people pissed off the wrong god. We lost our wings, our voices, everything. It's lucky I've been around long enough to mimic enough vocabulary. Otherwise, I'd be a fucking mute too, and everything would go to shit 24/7.
Fascinating. So you're essentially a bird stripped of everything that makes birds useful.
Thanks for the reminder, asshole. Now let's get into position.
Give me a stealth check, both of you, as you move into the alley.
23?
11.
Quill, you slide into the alley like you were born there, sticking to the shadows, avoiding the broken glass with practiced ease. Barwin, on the other hand, you knock over a bottle. It rolls across the cobblestones with this impossibly loud clatter. 2 day drinkers at the alley mouth turn to look. One of them, a woman with more scars than teeth, squints at you suspiciously. Oi, you two planning something stupid?
I put on my best smile. Just looking for a private place to rehearse, my dear. My companion and I are street performers.
Deception check.
That's a 17.
She looks at your loot, then at Quill's general criminal aesthetic, and shrugs. Whatever you're really doing, do it quiet-like. Marlo's boys come by every 20 minutes with the fights being popular. Next patrol's in, she squints at the sun. 5 minutes, maybe less.
5 minutes. Fuck. That's not much time. Joe, what's the climbing situation exactly?
Looking up, you can see the first 20 feet is relatively easy. The decorative stonework is elaborate. Lots of handholds. There's a ledge at 20 feet where the first floor ends, then another stretch to 40 feet where there's a balcony. After that, it gets trickier. The stone smooths out between 40 and 60 feet, probably to prevent exactly what you're trying to do. At 60 feet, there's another decorative band with gargoyles, then relatively clear sailing to the roof at about 80 feet. But here's the thing. Midday sun means those stones are fucking hot. The black soot absorbed all that heat. Touch the wrong spot and you're looking at burns.
I don't like this, Quill. I know it's not heroic, but I genuinely hate heights. My hands get sweaty, my vision tunnels, the whole thing.
I thought you were just being dramatic earlier. If I'd known you were serious, I'd have sent you through the main entrance.
Well, perhaps next time I'll make my crippling phobia clearer during the planning phase.
Fuck it. We're here now. Joe, I pull out my 50 feet of hemp rope. I want to tie it around my waist, then loop it around Barwin's.
That's only going to get you like a quarter of the way up a 200-foot building.
That's not the purpose of it. I want to attach myself to Barwin, so that if he falls, he's attached to me. I can arrest his fall, find footing, keep us both alive.
What, so when I inevitably plummet, I take you with me? Fantastic strategy.
No. Listen, I'm good at this. I've done enough second-story work to know how to brace for dead weight. If you slip, I can hold us both until you find your footing again. The rope's just insurance.
Insurance, right. Like how having a parachute made of tissue paper is insurance when jumping off a cliff.
It's better than you freezing up 40 feet off the ground with no safety line. Trust me, we'll be fine. Oh, and try not to look down.
Try not to look down, he says, as if the very suggestion doesn't immediately make me want to look down.
You get yourselves roped together with about 15 feet of slack between you. The rope is rough hemp, the kind that leaves splinters in your palms and smells like it's been used to tie up something. Quill, you can see the first 20 feet pretty clearly. There's a carved face at about 5 feet you can use for the first foothold, then what looks like decorative scrollwork running up to 10 feet.
Right, here we go. I start climbing.
This is going to be an athletics check, Quill. The DC is higher than normal because you're roped to Barwin. Any momentum you build up gets killed by having to wait for him.
Oh, come on, not acrobatics?
Nope. Because of the loss of momentum, it's more strength-based.
Well, shit, that's a 12. I don't really want to use my psionic die for this.
You get about 30 feet up, fingers gripping a carved cherub's face that's leering at you with stone eyes when your foot slips on what turns out to be old bird shit that's turned into this slick, nasty paste in the heat. Your weight suddenly shifts and you start to fall.
I try to brace and hold the rope taut.
Athletics check, Barwin.
Oh, for heaven's sake, that's a 14.
Barwin, you manage to arrest Quill's fall, but here's what happens. Quill drops about 15 feet before the rope goes taut. The sudden weight yanks you outward from the wall. You're pulled off your footing, and for a terrifying second, you're about to go over backwards. Your hands scramble for any hold, and you just manage to grab onto a window ledge, but the force swings you out and then slams you back into the wall. Take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as your shoulder and ribs take the hit. Meanwhile, Quill, you're dangling at about 15 feet up, slowly spinning from the rope's tension. When Barwin swung back into the wall, you also pendulumed in and smacked face first into the granite. Take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
I'm going to write such a strongly worded complaint about this entire experience.
Ugh, I spit some blood out. Just hold on.
But here's the thing. That impact, the scrambling Quill's fall, it makes noise. From around the corner, you hear voices. The fuck was that? Another voice responds, probably that dying bastard in the alley finally giving up. You go check, I'll keep walking the route. Why do I have to check? Because I've got seniority, dipshit. Go. Quill, you're hanging there, about 15 feet up, slowly rotating, and you can hear boots approaching. A thug rounds the corner. Not city guard, because this is Drudgemire and real guards don't patrol here, just hired muscle for the crown. He's wearing leather armor that's more patches than original material, carrying a rusty sword. He walks right under you. You're literally dangling 4 feet above his head.
Joe, I whisper to Barwin, don't fucking move.
The thug walks over to the dying guy propped against the wall and boots him in the ribs. Oi, I told you to fuck off from here. No response. Another kick. Harder. Oh, you're finally dead. Well, fuck. I ain't gonna clean you up. Next shift can deal with that.
Is there anyone else in view currently? From this angle?
From where you're hanging? No. The second thug continued on his patrol route. It's just this one guy, currently bent over examining a corpse.
All right. I'm just going to stay here, silent. Completely still. Let me know the second he even begins to look upward.
He straightens up, stretches his back with an audible pop, then starts looking around the alley more carefully. He's checking the shadows, the corners, like something feels off to him. He mutters to himself, something ain't right here. He's scanning now. Ground level first, checking behind the crates, then he starts tilting his head back. Make stealth checks, both of you.
That's an 18.
Fuck me, that's a 9.
Quill, you're perfectly still, not even breathing. But Barwin, blood from your damaged nose drips. One drop falls 25 feet and lands with an audible plop on the cobblestones right next to the thug. What the? His head snaps up and he sees you both. Quill spinning slowly like a broken marionette 15 feet up. Barwin clinging desperately to a window ledge 25 feet up, blood dripping from his face.
Before he can shout, I manifest a psychic blade and whip it straight into his throat.
Roll to hit.
That's a 19.
Hit, roll damage.
5 for the blade, plus 4 from Dex, that's 9. Plus sneak attack because he literally just noticed us?
Yeah, he was still processing what he was seeing. Sneak attack applies.
Another 8, so 17 total.
The psychic blade materializes as this shimmering purple energy in your hand, and you flick it downward in one smooth motion despite still slowly rotating. It passes through his leather gorget like it doesn't exist, and lodges directly in his brainstem. His mouth opens to scream, but nothing comes out except a wet gurgle. Blood starts trickling from his ears as the psychic energy scrambles his neural pathways. He drops to his knees, then face first into the same puddle of piss he was standing in. Dead.
Fucking hell, man. And I thought Thrunk was the psychopath.
Just climb! Get your ass moving before his friend comes back!
I start climbing again, trying to pull myself up from this window ledge.
Athletics check.
That's a 16 this time. Fear is a great motivator.
You haul yourself up, finding holds you didn't even know existed. Your fingers are bleeding from the rough stone, but you make it another 10 feet to where Quill is trying to get back to the wall.
I swing myself back to the wall and find footing. Can we keep climbing?
Yeah, but you're both bloodied now, stressed, and there are 2 corpses below you. The second thug will loop back in maybe 2 minutes.
We climb fast. No more careful shit. Joe, I cut the rope between us so we can move independently. We're holding each other back.
You're abandoning me.
No, I'm freeing us both to climb at our own speeds. That rope gets one of us killed, we both die.
You're both now on your own, 30 feet up. Looking ahead to reach that balcony at 40 feet, you've got options. There's the direct route straight up using those carved cherub faces and decorative scroll work, but it's also the most exposed. To your left, there's a series of bricked up windows with deep sills you could traverse across. Adds distance, but more cover. To your right, there's a narrow ledge, maybe 6 inches wide, that runs directly to the balcony, faster, but requires perfect balance.
How solid is that narrow ledge?
It's architectural stone, part of the original building. Solid as hell, but covered in bird shit and probably slippery.
I'll take the windowsills. I can hide my profile better.
The narrow ledge. My balance is decent and I need speed.
Both roll acrobatics.
18.
14.
Quill, you spider crawl across the windowsills, using the deep recesses to break up your silhouette. Your fingers find purchase in the crumbling mortar. You reach the 40-foot balcony in about 30 seconds, completely unseen. Barwin, the ledge is a nightmare. Halfway across, your foot slips on guano, but you manage to press yourself against the wall, arms spread wide until you regain balance. You make it, but your heart's racing. From the 40-foot balcony looking up, the next 20 feet to 60 is where it gets interesting. That drainage pipe runs diagonally up to the gargoyles. Quick, but obviously unstable, rusted through in spots. There are decorative buttresses jutting out 2 feet from the wall, spaced about 6 feet apart. 5 athletic jumps total. Or there's a route using the window frames themselves, zigzagging up the face, slower but with consistent handholds.
Joe, how much time before that patrol returns?
Maybe 50 seconds now. You can hear distant boots echoing.
Those buttresses, what are they made of?
Solid granite, decorative supports for the fake columns. They're not going anywhere, but they're also baking in the midday sun. You can see heat shimmer coming off them.
I'm taking the buttresses, quick and direct.
The pipe for me. 1 continuous climb versus 5 death-defying leaps. I'll take my chances with Rust.
Quill, you leap for the first buttress, acrobatics check.
21.
You sail through the air and land perfectly. The stone is scorching. Take 1 point of fire damage as your palms sizzle, but you're already coiling for jump 2.
I start up the pipe, testing each section before putting my weight on it.
Smart. The pipe is a horror show of rust, but the brackets holding it seem solid. Roll a d20 for structural integrity.
11.
It holds your weight, creaking ominously. At 50 feet, 10 feet up the pipe, you feel the mounting bracket wobbling, but you're almost to the gargoyles. Quill, you're at the 3rd buttress. 2 more jumps.
Continuing onward, Joe.
4th buttress secured. As you prepare for the final leap, a window opens on the 3rd floor, right next to your target buttress. A worker leans out with a bucket muttering, "Fucking blood won't come out of the stones." He's scrubbing at something, not looking up.
I freeze until he goes back in.
Stealth check.
16.
Absolutely fine. He pulls back inside after a moment, leaving the window open. You can hear him moving around in there.
Final jump.
You land on the gargoyle, some grotesque bird demon thing. You can see Barwin on the pipe about 10 feet below and 5 feet to your left. The bracket at 50 feet is starting to pull free from the wall.
The bracket's failing!
Jump to me, now.
I push off and leap for the gargoyle.
Acrobatics.
Natural 20.
Nice.
You launch yourself just as the pipe starts to peel away, using its momentum to add to your jump. You arc through the air. Quill, dexterity save to react.
13?
Okay, so you just managed to catch his wrist.
Oh my god.
Now strength check to hold his weight.
Shit, only 12.
You catch him, but his momentum nearly pulls you both off. Barwin manages to grab the gargoyle's wing with his free hand just as the pipe tears completely free and crashes down into the alley with a sound like a gong.
Out of interest, what was a fail there, Joe?
10, buddy.
Holy shit. We need to keep moving before...
For nothing. You hear it immediately. From below, the second thug's voice cuts through. "Jorgath, where the fuck are you? You said 2 men... Holy shit!" The first thug responds, "What happened?" "The drainage pipe fell. It crushed Jorgath. Look at him." A third voice joins in. "Fuck me, his head's completely caved in. The pipe must have been rusted through." But you're already climbing. From 60 feet, you see the next section. There's decorative stonework ribbing creating an irregular ladder pattern up to 100 feet. There's also a series of carved religious figures every 10 feet. Saints or demons, hard to tell from here. Or there's a rain gutter that zigzags up, but those are just held by simple brackets.
After that pipe? No more brackets. I'm taking the stonework ribbing.
The carved figures, I can rest at each one.
Both roll athletics.
15.
17.
You both make steady progress. The stonework is solid, the figures providing good holds. At 100 feet, you reach another architectural break. A decorative band running around the building. You're halfway up. The next 100 feet is where it gets sparse. There's a straight vertical climb with minimal holds, or an old external fire escape on the opposite corner requiring a 40-foot traverse, or... Wait, is that a maintenance ladder bolted to the wall?
A ladder? Really?
It's painted the same black as the building. That's why you didn't spot it before. But half the rungs are missing, and it's only secured at the top and bottom, not the middle. It bows out from the wall.
How exposed is the traverse to the fire escape?
Completely visible from the street in broad daylight.
The maintenance ladder. Missing rungs are better than no rungs.
Agreed.
The ladder is terrifying. It bows out a full foot from the wall at the midpoint, and you can feel the bottom mounting starting to give. Athletics checks.
11.
14.
You both race up, skipping the missing rungs, and reach 150 feet just as the bottom mounting tears free. The ladder's now only attached at the top, swaying sickeningly, but you're almost there. The final 50 feet has plenty of architectural detail. Cornices, decorative elements, window ledges. You scramble up the last section and finally haul yourselves over the roof edge, rolling onto tiles so hot they burn through your clothes. Below, the guards are still convinced the building killed their friend through negligence. You made it. 200 feet up, unseen with 2 accidental deaths below you.
Good lord. Never fucking again. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
Well, don't have one just yet. We have a mission to complete. Joe, can I have a scout around and see if I can find a skylight entrance?
Yeah, absolutely. As you're doing that, let's jump over to Team Thrunk and see what they're doing. All right, Thrunk, Pervious, and Squibbity. You're approaching the main entrance of the Sunken Crown. Even from 50 feet away, you can hear the crowd inside going absolutely berserk. The massive double doors are propped open, and every few seconds you catch glimpses of people inside pumping fists in the air. Something violent is happening in there. The 2 entrance guards are at their posts, but keep glancing back over their shoulders, clearly wanting to watch whatever's going on inside. These guys are professionals, though, matching leather armor with metal reinforcement, well-maintained swords, and small crossbows on their hips. The one on the left is human, built like a brick shithouse, neck thick as a tree trunk. The one on the right is a half-orc with a scar running from his eye to his jaw and knuckles that look like they've broken on 100 faces.
I walk straight toward them. Not rushing, but that purposeful walk that says I belong here.
As you get within 20 feet, 3 other people suddenly push past you from behind. A dwarf with a braided beard down to his belt, and 2 humans who look like brothers, all in fighting leathers.
Joe, I grab the dwarf by the shoulder and yank him backward. Wait your fucking turn.
Who the fuck do you think you're grabbing, elephant?
The dwarf's companions immediately square up, hands going to weapons. The guards are now watching with interest. Like this might be free entertainment.
I'm the guy who was here first, you beardy piece of shit. Get in line or get fucked.
One of them, maybe the eldest, says, "You want to start something right here?"
I step forward, calmly. Violence now would be premature. We all seek the same goal, entry. Perhaps patience would serve everyone.
The dwarf that just spoke is looking at you, Pervious, and says, "Who's this weirdo?"
That's our philosopher. And my friend here, I say, gesturing to Thrunk, isn't someone you want to test. He's got a special invitation.
Another one laughs and says, "Special invitation? For what? Eating contests."
Joe, I'm going to pick up that little prick that just spoke by the throat with one hand.
Roll an athletics check for the grab.
That's a 19.
You move faster than anyone expects from someone your size. Your massive hand wraps around his throat, and you lift him clean off the ground. His feet kick uselessly, eyes bulging.
As I'm gripping this bastard's neck, I squeeze and say to the other, I said, wait, your fucking turn.
The guards are laughing now, genuinely entertained. The half-orc actually applauds.
Now that's what we want to see. Put him down, though. Can't have you killing the merchandise before they pay entry.
I drop him.
The dwarf crashes to the ground, gasping and clutching his throat. The other 2 help him up, and all 3 begin backing away. The original one who was speaking says to the guards, we'll come back later." They retreat quickly. Now you've got the guards' full attention.
All right, elephant, you've got balls, but everyone pays entry. 5 silver each, no exceptions.
Wait, Joe, aren't these the same 2 from earlier?
No, they're not. They've shift swapped since then. You caught the other 2 at the last few minutes of their shift, so whilst they sound the same, it's actually a different pair.
Oh, fair enough. Right. Where was I? Entry fee? You think I'm some random asshole off the street?
Don't know what you are, but rules are rules. Mr. Marlowe's rules specifically.
Perhaps you don't understand. My client here isn't paying to fight. He's being paid to appear. Substantial sums have already changed hands.
That's so? And who exactly is paying for this appearance?
I pull out a ledger and pretend to check it. The arrangements were made through proper channels. Surely you were notified.
Deception check, Squibbity.
That's an 18.
The guards exchange glances.
We weren't told about any special fighters tonight. You trying to bullshit us.
Bullshit? Joe, I pull out my coin purse and dump it on the ground. The gold and platinum spill out. Look at this, you fucking morons. 8 platinum, 300 gold. You think I carry this around for fun? This is what I made from the last 3 fights in Embrist. You want to turn away tonight's main event because you're too stupid to check your own lists? Fine. But when Marlo asks why the crowd rioted because the advertised fighter didn't show, I'll make sure he knows it was you 2 cocksuckers who sent me away.
Intimidation check with advantage because of the money display.
Natural 19.
The guard's eyes go wide at the pile of wealth. The human guard actually takes a step back.
That's more money than we see in a year.
If he's carrying that much, he might actually be somebody.
I start picking up my money, so what's it gonna be? You letting us in, or do I go somewhere else and take this crowd with me?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm not paid enough to make these decisions, but you're still paying the entry fee. 5 silver each. I don't care if you're the fucking emperor. Everyone pays.
Joe, I stand up, tower over the human guard. You want your silver? Prove you're worth it. Arm wrestle me.
What?
You heard me. You beat me, I pay double. I win, we walk in free.
The half-orc guard starts laughing.
Oh, this I want to see. Do it, Ivan!
The human guard looks at Thrunk's massive arms, then down at his own. There's a visible moment of doubt.
That's not how this works.
What's wrong? Scared? Big tough door guard afraid of a little competition?
A small crowd is starting to gather, people heading to the entrance stopping to watch.
Fuck, fine. But when you lose, it's double entry for all 3 of you.
Ivan puts his elbow on a convenient crate by the door. The crowd presses in closer.
I sit down and put my arm up. Let's do this.
Contested athletics checks.
21.
Ivan rolls 13. Not even close. The moment you grip hands, you can feel he knows he's fucked. His arm is solid muscle, but your arm is like a tree trunk. You let him strain for about 3 seconds, his face going red, veins popping on his forehead.
I slowly push his arm down while maintaining eye contact.
This is what real strength looks like!
You slam his hand into the crate so hard the wood cracks. The crowd erupts. Money changes hands. Ivan pulls his hand back, flexing his fingers to make sure nothing's broken.
Holy shit! Ivan, you just got destroyed!
Fuck me. All right, you win. Go in.
We walk past them.
The massive doors open fully as you enter, and you're hit with a wall of sensory overload. The interior of the sunken crown is somehow both magnificent and horrifying. The original theater architecture is still there. Sweeping staircases, ornate balconies, detailed ceiling murals of celestial scenes. But it's been corrupted. The main theater floor has been excavated into a fighting pit, 30 feet across and 15 feet deep. And right now there's a fight in progress that explains the crowd's frenzy. A minotaur, 8 feet tall with barbed wire wrapped around his horns, is being climbed by a goblin wielding hooked knives. The goblin is using the knives like climbing picks, stabbing them into the minotaur's back and sides to scale him. Blood is streaming down the minotaur's body. It's at this point it reaches the minotaur's shoulders.
Time to die, beefy.
The goblin grabs one horn, swings around to the front, and opens the minotaur's throat with a vicious slash. The crowd goes insane as blood sprays across the pit walls. The minotaur drops to his knees, then face first into the sand. The goblin stands on the corpse, raising both bloody knives. The goblin shouts out to the crowd.
What say you? Should I take his horns as trophies?
The crowd is screaming back at him, "Take them, take them, take them!" The goblin starts sawing at the horn bases while the minotaur is still twitching. The crowd is throwing money into the pit.
This place is awesome.
How many people are in here, Joe?
Roll perception.
15.
Your eyes, now adjusted to the dim lighting, pick up everything. There's about 300 people on the main floor, clustered around the pit and betting tables. Another 80 in the first balcony level, better dressed, drinking from actual glasses instead of tankards. The second balcony has maybe 15 people, and you can see guards posted at the stairs leading up. Third balcony. That's interesting. It's mostly dark, but you catch movement. And for just a second, you swear you see a familiar bird-like silhouette on the roof where the skylights are. The general crowd is typical Drudgemire trash. Desperate gamblers, minor criminals, the kind of people who think watching someone get beaten to death counts as entertainment. But there's also muscle here. Lots of it. You count at least 30 hired guards just on the main floor, and they're not street thugs. These are professional mercenaries.
Hey, Thrunk. Look at that silhouette up top. Is that Quill and Barwin?
Well, I'll be damned. I think it might be. Joe, telepathically, I say to Quill, Quill, I think I just saw you on the roof, eastern side.
Do I hear him, Joe?
Oh yeah, crystal clear.
Neat. I say back to him. Yeah, we're here, just trying to find an access hatch. Can you see Jask?
Not from here, too many fucking people.
The architecture speaks of layers. Public violence here. Private intrigues below.
No, we need to go up, remember. That's where the cornered off zones are, and that's where Quill is.
How strongly is my gut telling me what it is, Joe?
Roll a flat d20 for me.
That's a 14.
Probably the strongest it has yet, even when compared to the pull before you went into the vault.
I see. Squibbity. I'm afraid down is the way to go, my friend. If you wish to go up, then that is up to you. But me, I'm going down. Thrunk, my friend, are you coming with me or staying with Squibbity?
Is that a fucking trick question? Of course I'm coming down. See you later, Squib, you cocksucker.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not staying here alone. Of course I'm coming with you.
Good, because I was only joking. Staying here by yourself would be dumb.
I know.
Right, now back to Quill and Barwin. You've just finished talking briefly to Thrunk. The dome-shaped roof of the sunken crown stretches out before you like a vast copper sea, green with verdigris. The metal sections shimmer with heat waves as the sun beats down. Quill, give me a perception check.
That's a 13.
Looking down through one of the grimy skylights, you can see the aftermath of that brutal fight. The goblin is still sawing at the Minotaur's horns while the crowd goes wild. The mass of bodies below is too dense to pick out individual figures. No sign of Thrunk, Pervious, or Squibbity in that writhing sea of bloodthirsty spectators. No sign of Jask either. Could be anywhere in that mess. Could be in a back room, could already be dead.
Right, well in that case, I guess I'll just try to find a skylight opening I can actually use. Not all of these look accessible.
I'll help with that. 4 eyes are better than 2, or at least they would be, if 2 of them weren't currently suffering from vertigo.
Investigation with advantage.
That's a tainted 20?
Beautiful. You systematically work your way across the dome, staying low to avoid being spotted from the street. Most of the skylights are useless, painted over from the inside with black paint, probably to control the lighting for the fights. Others have iron bars welded across them, thick as your wrist, but your trained eye spots what you're looking for near the northwestern curve of the dome. This skylight is different. It's newer than the others, probably installed in the last few years when someone converted this place from abandoned theater to fighting pit. The frame is brass rather than iron, and while it's locked, it's designed to open. You can see the hinges and the ventilation mechanisms. Someone uses this for maintenance access. The glass is cleaner too, giving you a clear view down into what looks like a catwalk system about 30 feet below, part of the old theater's original backstage rigging.
Not a problem. I pull out my thieves' tools and start working on the lock. Joe, this should be simple enough.
Lockpicking check.
21.
This lock might as well not exist as far as you're concerned. It's a decent piece of hardware, a Dwarven-made Grimlock Series 3 with anti-pick pins and a false set. But you've cracked these before. Your picks slide in, finding the binding order like greeting old friends. First pin sets with a soft click. Second pin, you have to work around the anti-pick serration, but you know the trick. Light tension, let it float. Third and fourth are standard. Fifth is another security pin, but you rake it gently and feel it set true. The lock turns with a satisfying snick. You carefully lift the brass frame, and it swings upward on well-oiled hinges. Someone definitely maintains this. A wave of cooler air flows out, carrying the stench of blood, sawdust, and that particular smell of too many people crammed into too small a space. You can hear the crowd more clearly now. Hundreds of voices creating a constant roar, punctuated by screams of excitement.
All right, I guess I'll...
Hold up. With both of your passive perceptions, you both hear something. Someone's humming. It's a jaunty little tune, completely at odds with the violence below. The sound is coming from about 50 feet away, over the curve of the dome where it starts to slope down toward the eastern side. Footsteps too. Casual. Then a pause, and you hear the distinctive scratch of a match being lit, followed by the smell of cheap tobacco. Someone's taking a smoke break up here.
How far away is he exactly?
Maybe 50 feet, but the dome's curve means you're higher up and he can't see you from where he is. He'd have to walk maybe 20 feet further along his patrol route before you'd be in his sight line. The humming gets a bit louder. He's definitely walking a patrol pattern, probably circles the whole dome every 15 minutes or so. From your position, you can just see the top of his head when he reaches the peak of his route. Human, balding, with what's left of his hair tied back in a greasy ponytail. He's wearing the same reinforced leather as the door guards, but his is unbuckled at the top because of the heat. His sword is piece-bonded with a leather loop that would take precious seconds to undo. He's not expecting trouble up here.
Fuck. Well, I don't want him to stumble on this open skylight later. I need to take him out quietly. I start sneaking toward him, Joe.
Joe, before he moves, I grab his arm. Why are you sneaking up on him? Why not do the distance thing again with your psychic blade?
Because if I hit him from here, he might scream, or worse, fall off the fucking roof. That kind of noise would bring everyone. If I'm close, I can control what happens.
Okay.
Make a stealth check, Quill.
Fuck, that's only a 10, Joe.
You're good at this, but the roof is not your friend right now. The copper sections are fine, but you have to cross a section of tiles that have been baking in the sun for hours. They're brittle, and about halfway across, one cracks under your foot with a sound like stepping on a dinner plate. The humming stops instantly. You see the guard's head snap around as his eyes go wide, and he starts to draw his blade while simultaneously reaching for a whistle on a chain around his neck.
Shit. Joe, before he can blow that whistle, I manifest my psychic blade and throw it at his face.
Give me an attack roll. No advantage or sneak attack this time, though. He sees you clearly.
That's a 16 to hit.
The psychic blade materializes in your hand as a shimmer of purple energy. You flick your wrist and it flies true, but instead of the face, it catches him right in the shoulder as he's raising the whistle. The blade passes through his leather armor like it's not there, directly attacking his nervous system. Give me your damage roll.
That's 8 damage.
Not bad for no sneak attack. All right. He staggers back, dropping the whistle which skitters across the tiles. Blood seeps through his armor from no visible wound, the psychic damage manifesting as internal hemorrhaging, but he's still up, now fumbling to fully draw his sword while backing away from you. He's about to shout out as loud as he can. Barwin, you've got a split second. What are you doing?
Joe, before he can finish that shout, I cast sleep on him.
Oh, good thinking.
Nice.
Roll 5d8 for me, brother.
That's 22.
Mid-shout, the guard's eyes roll back in his head. The magic hits him like a sledgehammer of exhaustion. His sword, only halfway out of its sheath, slides back in with a soft whisper. His knees buckle. But here's the problem, momentum is a bitch. He was backing away from Quill when the sleep hit, and now he's falling backward, except backward is downslope on a curved roof. He hits the tiles ass first and immediately starts rolling. Not quickly at first, but picking up speed as he tumbles toward the edge, which is only about 10 feet away. His unconscious body is rotating like a log, arms and legs flopping loosely, his sword clattering against the tiles with each rotation.
Fuck! I sprint after him to catch him before he goes over.
Straight dexterity check for me. This is to see who's faster, his rolling or your running.
That's a 14.
You run full sprint down the slope, your clawed feet finding purchase on the tiles that would send anyone else sliding. The guard is picking up speed, maybe 5 feet from the edge now. You throw yourself forward in a diving slide, your hands shooting out. Your fingers close on his belt just as his legs go over the edge. The sudden weight nearly pulls you over too, but you dig your other hand into a gap between tiles, feeling your shoulder wrench painfully. For a moment, you're both suspended there. You spread eagle on the roof, him dangling over a 200-foot drop onto cobblestones, unconscious and about 160 pounds of dead weight.
Too close, way too fucking close. Barwin, get over here and help me pull him up.
Coming, though I'd like to point out this is exactly why I suggested a ranged attack.
Together, you haul the guard back onto the roof. He's completely out. Will be for about an hour given the spell's power. Blood from the psychic damage is trickling from his nose.
Right, I manifest another psychic blade, quick slice across the throat, no noise, no mess. Joe, I'm moving
What the hell? Joe, I quickly grab Quill's wrist and say, "Are you fucking insane? We're not killing him."
Contested check. Barwin, roll athletics or acrobatics to grab him. Quill, athletics or acrobatics to avoid.
That's a 14.
16. I shake him off. He saw us. He can identify us. That's a liability. Joe, I raise the blade again.
Joe, I'm physically stepping between Quill and the guard. Listen to yourself. You sound like Thrunk. At least he has the excuse of being a violent lunatic. What's yours?
My excuse is professionalism. Every witness we leave alive is a trail back to us. This is basic operational security.
Operational security? He's unconscious. We tie him up, gag him, and by the time anyone finds him, we're long gone.
And then what? He describes the Kenku and human who broke in. How many Kenku do you think there are in Drudgemire, Barwin?
This is someone's son, someone's father, maybe. He took a shit job guarding a roof because it probably pays enough to eat. That doesn't deserve a death sentence.
Everyone's someone's something doesn't change the math. Joe, I'm trying to move around Barwin.
Joe, I'm not moving. I'm blocking him completely.
This is getting heated. How do you two want to resolve this?
You know what? Fine. We'll do this the gambler's way. Pure chance. One roll each, highest wins. I win, he dies clean. You win, we tie him up.
You want to gamble with a man's life?
Better than arguing until someone else comes up here to check on him. What's it gonna be?
Fine, but we're using my dice. I don't trust your professional hands not to cheat.
Whatever makes you feel better about this.
All right, you're both rolling straight d20s. This is pure luck, no modifiers. The guard's life hangs on 2 dice rolls.
Joe, before I roll, I look Quill dead in the eyes. If you win this, we're no better than every other piece of shit in this city. Remember that.
And I look right back. We already aren't better. We're just more honest about it.
Roll them.
That's an 8.
I got a 7. One less. One fucking less.
Thank the gods.
Fine. Your bleeding heart wins. But when this comes back to bite us, when guards are kicking down doors looking for a Kenku and a human, remember this moment.
I'll remember the moment we didn't murder an unconscious man for doing his job. That's what I'll remember.
Joe, I pull out one of the now 2 bits of rope I have and start tying him up. And I'm doing it thoroughly. Hands behind his back, feet together, then hands to feet so he's hogtied. Then I cut off part of his shirt and gag him.
You work professionally. Whilst clearly pissed, you're channeling it into making sure these knots aren't going anywhere. The guard is trussed up like a festival pig. There's a chimney pipe about 10 feet from the edge, solid iron, been there since the building's construction.
Perfect. I tie him to that, making sure he can't roll anywhere even if he wakes up. They'll find him eventually, probably at shift changeover.
The guard is thoroughly secured, looking like a caterpillar in a rope cocoon. The whistle is still lying on the tiles where he dropped it.
I pocket that whistle. Might be useful later. Now, can we please get back to that skylight and get off this god's-forsaken roof? Between the climbing and now this, I've had enough near-death experiences for one day.
Agreed. But I've got to say, as much as I hate your morals, that was smooth work with the sleep spell. Good timing.
Well, one does one's best, though I'd prefer my spellcasting to be less preventing murder, and more entertaining audiences with my musical genius.
Ha! Well, good luck with that one. Joe, I make my way back to the opening.
You make your way back to the open skylight. Looking down through it now, you can see more details. The catwalk system is about 30 feet down, part of the original theater's rigging for moving sets and backdrops. It's a network of metal walkways, maybe 3 feet wide, with rope and pulley systems still attached. The catwalks crisscross above what would have been the backstage area, now converted into some kind of preparation space. Through gaps in the catwalks, you can see another 150 feet down to the actual floor level. There are cages down there, some empty, some occupied. You catch a glimpse of what might be fighters waiting their turn, handlers preparing them, and you can swear that you see an owlbear in one of the larger cages.
Holy hell.
Is that a...
Yes, it is. Joe, do I see any clear pathway down?
So, this is the thing. The main problem is the descent. 30 feet of open air to the catwalk, and it's not directly below the skylight. It's offset by about 5 feet, so you can't just drop straight down. Plus, there are definitely people moving around down there. Occasionally, you can see shadows passing under the catwalks on the upper levels.
Oh good, more heights, and we have to hit a target the width of a dinner table or fall. Great.
Joe, what are my options here?
The rope and pulley system attached to the catwalk still looks functional. There's actually a rope hanging about 10 feet away from the skylight opening, probably used for hauling equipment. You could potentially swing to it, or you could use your rope, the other half, tie it off on the skylight frame and rappel down, though you'd have to push off from nothing to reach the catwalk. There's also the nuclear option of just jumping it and trying to land on the catwalk, though that would be loud as hell and probably injurious with the slight risk of death.
I have a better idea. Before you do anything, I'm going to cast Featherfall on both of us. It lasts a minute, so if something goes wrong, we won't end up as street pizza.
Smart. But how do you get down? You can't climb for shit. We've established that.
Simple. I jump, and while I'm floating down like a majestic dandelion seed, you pull me to the catwalk with the rope, like a very sophisticated balloon.
That's actually not terrible. All right, Joe, Barwin casts Featherfall on us. Then I tie one end of my remaining rope around my waist and the other end around his. How much rope do I have left?
You've got about 25 feet of rope remaining.
Should be enough. I go first. I lower myself through the skylight and start climbing down the interior wall.
Athletics check, but the DC is high. The inside wall is smooth painted plaster, not the rough stone exterior.
Can I use my psionic die to boost this?
Nope. You're not proficient in athletics, so you can't use it there.
Fuck. I keep forgetting about that. Oh, well, doesn't matter anyway. That's a 17 total, Joe.
Excellent. You Spider-Man your way down the inside wall, finding tiny imperfections in the plaster, using the window frame of the skylight for your initial holds. About halfway down, you have to transition to hanging from just your fingertips, but you manage to swing your body and land on the catwalk with barely a sound. The metal walkway sways slightly under your weight but doesn't creak.
Perfect. I position myself and brace. All right, Barwin, your turn. Remember, you're going to float like you weigh nothing. Just jump and I'll guide you in.
We're insane. I'm insane for agreeing to this. Damn it, Joe. Barwin takes a deep breath and jumps through the skylight.
Barwin, you step through the skylight and immediately begin falling at a leisurely 10 feet per second, arms windmilling slightly to maintain balance, your loot dagger swaying on your back.
I pull him toward the catwalk steadily.
You reel Barwin in like the world's most pretentious fish. He lands on the catwalk next to you with the grace of a feather, though his face is still pale from the experience.
I'm never doing that again, ever. My stomach is still somewhere near the roof.
Now that you're both on the catwalk, you can hear the crowd below more clearly. The roar is constant, echoing through the metal framework.
Okay, Joe. I want to head to where this catwalk meets the top floor and hop off onto it.
All right. So as you're moving along the catwalk toward where it meets the upper floor, let's jump back to Team Thrunk. You three are pushing through the crowds, and Thrunk, every 30 seconds or so, you're glancing up at the roof through the hazy, smoke-filled air. It's hard to make out details from 200 feet below, but you catch glimpses of the operation unfolding above. First glance, you spot two dark shapes against the copper dome moving carefully across the heat-warped metal. That's definitely Quill and Barwin. Next time you look up, maybe a minute later while shoving past a group of bettors arguing about odds, one of the shapes has vanished. The other seems to be struggling with something. Then both disappear from view entirely.
What the fuck are they doing up there?
No idea.
Third glance, you're near the betting tables now, and you catch movement near a skylight on the northwestern section. Something glints, brass catching the light as it opens upward. You see a figure drop through, but it's controlled, not falling. They're in.
Nice. Right. Pervious, you said you wanted to go down, yeah?
Precisely, friend. The threads pull downward with unusual insistence.
Then that's what we do. Joe, I want to start circling the main floor, checking the edges. Back left, back areas, right side. Looking for any stairs, doors, anything that leads down.
Investigation check.
Fuck, that's only a 9.
So you push through the crowd, which is getting denser as more people arrive for the afternoon fights. The main floor is chaos, betting tables surrounded by shouting gamblers and vendors selling questionable meat on sticks. You check the left wall first, nothing but solid stone and a few boarded-up doorways from the theater's original design. The back wall has what might have been stage door entrances, but they're welded shut with thick iron bars. You can see scratch marks on them like someone once tried very hard to get through.
Also looking, anything that screams secret criminal underground?
Perception check.
15.
Squibbity, your paranoid brain is very useful here. You notice something the others missed. Wear patterns on the floor. Near the back right corner, there's a path worn into the stone, subtle but definite. People regularly walk from the main floor to there. A heavy oak door, reinforced with iron bands tucked into an alcove that keeps it in shadow. Standing in front of it is genuinely one of the most unpleasant-looking humans you've ever seen. We're talking 300 pounds of muscle gone slightly to fat, wearing leather armor that's strained at every seam. His head is shaved except for a greasy top knot, and his face looks like someone used it to practice their punching technique for a decade. Nose broken at least 4 times, scar tissue around both eyes, and currently picking his teeth with what looks like a sharpened bone. His weapon is leaning against the wall next to him, not a sword or club, but a meat cleaver scaled up to 2-handed size. There's dried blood in the fuller, and what might be hair stuck to one edge.
So I think I found where we're going, but look at that creature that's blocking the door.
Where?
Over there. And I pointed out discreetly.
Well, hot damn.
That's our guy. Joe, I walk over to him.
Wait. Joe, telepathically, I say to Thrunk, don't just do something stupid like ask about what's downstairs. That's suspicious as fuck. Let's assume this is the right path and work on getting him away from the door without showing interest.
Whatever. Joe, I walk straight up to this ugly bastard and just stare at him. Like properly stare. The kind of stare that says, I'm memorizing your face so I can describe it to someone later. Then I snarl my lip in disgust.
Well, fucking hell, here we go.
This mountain of scarred meat looks at you. His piggy eyes narrow, and you can see his hand drift toward that oversized cleaver. Up close, he smells like old blood, stale beer, and something medicinal. Probably ointment for the weeping sore on his neck.
What the fuck are you looking at, Elephant?
Joe, I step even closer, getting properly in his face. Close enough that I can see the breakfast stuck in his teeth.
Joe, I'm whispering to Pervious. What the fuck is he doing?
Creating opportunity through chaos, maybe. Or perhaps just being Thrunk.
The guard's face goes red. You can see veins pulsing in his neck. His hand is now on the cleaver handle. The crowd nearby has noticed the standoff and is starting to give you both space. They know what happens when 2 mountains of muscle start measuring dicks.
You got a problem, fucker. Because I will split you from trunk to taint right here.
Yeah, I do have a fucking problem, you disgusting fuck. Did you just... It's at this point I start sniffing the air dramatically. Did I just hear you shit yourself? And as I say shit yourself, Joe, I'm casting command on him.
Oh, damn, just to let you know, command is technically one word.
Shit yourself is hyphenated. That's one word, right?
You know what? Rule of Cool says yes because this is too fucking funny. He makes a wisdom save.
Come on, fail it, you ugly bastard.
He rolled up. That's a 7. He fails. The magic hits his brain like a sledgehammer of divine compulsion. His eyes go wide with confusion, then horror, as his body betrays him completely. The command is absolute. His sphincter releases with an audible, wet sound that cuts through even the crowd noise.
What the fuck? No.
But it's too late. His body is following the command with enthusiasm. His face goes from red to white to green as he feels it happening. Hot, liquid, and unstoppable. The smell hits immediately, a combination of whatever rotten meat he had for lunch and the cheap alcohol he's been sneaking on shift. It runs down his leg, pooling in his boots with a squelch. He tries to clench to stop it, but the command won't let him. His leather pants, already straining, now have a spreading dark stain. The crowd notices. How could they not? Holy shit, did that guard just... Then another voice shouts, he fucking shit himself! Look at it dripping! The guard, panicking now, tries to run for the nearest exit, but his movement just makes it worse. Each step produces a horrible squelching sound. He's leaving a trail, an actual visible trail of liquid shit across the stone floor. People are jumping out of the way, some laughing, some gagging. A woman in the crowd shouts out, "It's on my shoes, it's on my fucking shoes." The guard disappears into the crowd, which parts like the sea before him.
He's poop Moses.
You can track his progress by the wave of disgusted sounds and laughter. The door is completely unguarded.
Beautiful. The universe provides. I give it 10 seconds, Joe, then I walk up and try the door handle.
It's locked. Heavy iron lock, probably the only thing between the general public and whatever's down there.
Shit. Now what? We can't pick locks.
But we don't need to pick it. We need to persuade it. Joe, I'm going to do a 1-inch temporal punch directly on the lock mechanism. Just a tiny focused burst of force, delivered through time itself.
Will that work?
The threads suggest it might. How many K points should I use? 1 or 2? Or 3?
Just use 2. Make sure it fucking works.
Joe, I place my palm against the lock, feeling for the mechanism inside. Then I focus, pulling temporal energy into my fist before pulling my hand back an inch. Then deliver a punch that travels but a short distance, yet carries the force of eternity.
Roll to hit and damage.
18 to hit.
Yep, that hits. Now damage.
And for damage, that's 7 from my D4 plus dex. Then 4d8 force damage for the 2 key points. That's 19 damage. So 26 points of force damage total, delivered in a space the size of a coin.
Your palm touches the cold iron of the lock. For a moment, nothing happens. Then there's a sound, not an explosion as such. That would be far too loud for what this is, but an implosion. The internal mechanism phases through itself. Tumblers, pins, springs, they all occupy the same space for one impossible instant, then scatter into iron dust inside the lock housing. From the outside, all anyone would see is pervious, touching a lock that suddenly starts leaking metal filings like sand from an hourglass.
Yeah, well, nobody's getting the chance because my big fat ass is blocking everyone's view.
Nice. The lock face itself cracks in a perfect spiderweb pattern, then the entire mechanism simply falls out of the door with a soft thunk.
I push on the door.
The door swings open on well-oiled hinges, revealing stone steps leading down into darkness.
After you, friends.
That was fucking beautiful.
We should move before Shitpants comes back.
The stairway beyond is narrow, maybe 4 feet wide, carved directly into the bedrock. The temperature drops immediately. You're going from the sweltering heat of bodies and blood above to something cooler, damper. Each step down is worn smooth by countless feet over decades. 20 steps down, 30, 40. The sounds from above are fading, replaced by something else. You can smell dampness, mildew, and hear the gentle movement of water?
Water? What the fuck is water doing down here?
Probably where the canals link up.
Yeah, it's definitely water. Moving water. Like a river or stream, but with echoes that suggest enclosed space. Make perception checks for me, all 3 of you.
Fuck me, that's a 6.
Natural 18.
The threads are unclear. That's an 8.
Thrunk and Pervious, you hear water and voices but can't make out details. Squibbity, your trained senses pick up everything. The water sound is substantial. Not a trickle, but a proper flow, echoing off stone in a way that suggests a large underground space. But more importantly, you hear metal shuffling against metal. Organized movement. Armed people, multiple sets of boots moving in practiced formation. And voices, still distant but getting clearer as you descend.
Joe, whispering urgently, I put my hands on Thrunk and Pervious's shoulders. Stop. Just stop. Don't move. Don't breathe loud. Nothing. 2 minutes.
Huh? What are you?
Shh.
The 3 of you freeze on the stairs. The voices become clearer as someone below moves closer to the stairwell. A man's voice, cultured but with an edge of barely contained violence, echoes up from below.
How much longer will he be?
Another voice responds, younger, nervous.
Not long now, Mr. Marlo. Another 5 minutes, perhaps less. They're just ensuring the path is clear.
Marlo? That's fucking Marlo? He's here?
Joe, I grabbed Squibbly's snout to shut him up. Shh, Joe, we keep listening.
There's a pause, then you hear expensive boots on stone pacing.
5 minutes. Always 5 minutes with you people. Do you know what I could accomplish in 5 minutes? I could have a man skinned. I I could renegotiate 3 protection contracts.
Sir,
Alert me the moment Tobin arrives, not 5 seconds after. The moment. I don't have time to waste standing around because you can't coordinate a simple escort for your master.
A door slams with the weight of quality wood and well-oiled hinges. The guard captain lets out a shaky breath. You hear him mutter something about fucking psychopath before his footsteps retreat. Hey folks, if you've been enjoying the series, the best way to support it is over on Patreon. They take the smallest cut, you'll always be notified when new episodes drop, and you can even listen screen-locked. Plus, if you like watching on your TV, every post includes an unlisted YouTube link so you can still cast it straight to the big screen. Links are below, and truly, thank you for helping keep this world alive.